turn to your notes where you have the title at the top of your page that says Seafloor Spreading. This is on the back of your convection picture. The seafloor spreads apart along both sides of the mid-ocean ridge as new crust is added. And so words that I definitely want to begin associating would be words like mid-ocean ridge and new crust is adding and seafloor spreading. Those are words that I start associating. Seafloor spreading, oh yeah, that's where there are those mid-ocean ridges, those underwater volcanic mountains. Oh yeah, that's where the seafloor spreads, and that's where new crust is added. And when seafloor spreading occurs, the ocean floor moves like conveyor belts, carrying the continents along with them. So think of going to the grocery store, you put your food on top of the conveyor belt and it moves it to the cashier. The ocean floor is like that conveyor belt, and if there is a continent sitting on top of it, it will move in the direction that that ocean floor is moving. And I want you to realize that when we use the word seafloor spreading, we are talking about a process. We're talking about something that is happening, that is occurring. It's an action. So seafloor spreading is a process. In contrast to that, a mid-ocean ridge is a feature. A feature is a place. So a mid-ocean ridge is a place. It is something that you would find. Versus seafloor spreading is a process. It is something that is happening. That'll be important for later when you're answering some questions. And so we're going to go through this process, and you'll see that for the process we have a direction and then we have arrows. There's going to be something else that happens. So during seafloor spreading, molten material rises from the crack in the mid-ocean ridge. That crack is referred to as a rift valley. Then the older rock moves away on either side of the mid-ocean ridge. And then the molten material that came out of the mid-ocean ridge, out of that crack on it, the rift valley, will cool and form new seafloor or new ocean floor. The next page, and if you're not done, I'll go back in just a minute. But this is a picture of a mid-ocean ridge, and there's the rift valley in the center. And you can see that magma is coming up from the mantle, and then it erupts out of the rift valley on the mid-ocean ridge, and then this side spreads that direction, and then this side spreads that direction. And again, if you look down underneath here, you'll see that convection currents, those conveyor belts, that's what drives this motion. That's what causes that seafloor spreading. This convection current is going that direction, and so here this plate is moving that way. This convection current is moving around in this direction, and so therefore this plate, this seafloor that's being created is moving that direction. So we'll go back. And if you needed to finish filling anything in on this page. So just as a reminder here, seafloor spreading is a process, it's an action, it's something that happens, versus a mid-ocean ridge is a feature. It would be a place that you could label on a map. And the name makes a lot of sense. Most of them are in the middle of oceans, and they're ridges. They're mountain ranges. So we're going to take a minute to pause the video and just watch this action right here of seafloor spreading before we continue.